Professional photography was getting electroshocks to keep it alive before Corona. This year it's done for all of us. Also, what does this video have to do with the photography business after this crisis? This guy, besides sounding like a Russian bad guy out of 80s spy action movie, looks more like he's the boy of a rich Russian who's pissing daddy's money away in New York City and made a YouTube channel. This is the comment that we got on one of our previous videos, on my video when I was talking about photography after coronavirus. And I want to answer this comment right now. So, Joseph, the name of the guy who made this comment. If you think that photography is dead, especially after coronavirus, how you can explain that I received 2 requests of product photography assignments in 1 week. One was yesterday, one was about 4 days before. People were asking to shoot their stuff that they're going to sell online. And it was not directly linked to coronavirus, sort of like a mask or all that stuff. It was completely different. Let's say one was just medical equipment for infertility. They were in need a product photographer. I can agree with you that all this, what's happening, is quite frightening. And I feel the fear behind your comment and despair and all this. I understand, Joseph. However, adaptation is the key. It was always the key. We survived because we were the most adaptive creatures, at least within the period of, well, whatever we survived. Yet, dinosaurs were great, but they couldn't survive, right? Same with the photography. If you think that photography will be the same as it was 10 years ago, 20 years ago, especially product photography, and actually any type of photography, it couldn't be this way. Things changed too fast, even without any coronavirus. Photography before was, it was so complicated, it was so expensive. Who had professional cameras? Only a few. Who can manage the light and all that stuff? Only few. And it was really expensive, and it was a big deal to, go and hire a professional photographer. But it cannot be this way. See what's going on. All these boxes, you can shoot your products. Let's talk about product photography. You don't need to hire, if I'm a businessman and I need to, put something on Amazon, sell stuff. I don't need to hire a product photographer because I can just buy this little light box and shoot most of the things with just my phone. And if I would have a mirrorless camera instead of the phone, it will be even wow. They don't need photographers for this. And we can't survive if we just will be offering the same services as we used to do. However, just think about this. With all this shift into online, because you've seen many businesses went like this, go up instead of dying. Amazon hiring people. Safeway hiring people for delivery. There are tons of businesses that will be thriving during this lockdown and actually all this time and all the crisis that will be happening after them. After all this. Just because it will be huge demand on whatever they'll be selling online. They will go online and sell their stuff online instead of doing it physically. How would they get nice pictures? Of course, for many things they can use just a light box. But think about this. If we can keep photography, product photography, to be on high level as it used to be when you had professional camera and nobody had it before, we'll be on demand, we'll be okay even during the crisis and especially after the crisis. What we can offer, think about this, 3D, not just photography, but we can add 3D stuff to the composition, basically making something. It's more like advertising pictures, but still look at what is going on. Advertisement on Facebook and Google, it will be growing. Regardless of anything, people will trying to reach more customers. They need nice pictures. Not just a picture, 3D. And these skills to put photography inside something that, some 3D environment, something rendering, this is not possible if you just get a camera or just a lighting box. So it's something that only will be kept for professionals. What about video? If you offer video production as well, not just product photography, but some videos for Instagram, for everything. Again, this is something that skills that it's hard to get just by, buying the camera. What about these interactive 3D rotations? You can offer the services. We have courses, for example, where businesses can get not just the pictures, not just the video, but interactive 3D. Regardless, it may be capacity, it may be different system, but if all of these services will be part of your offerings, the chances that you're going to survive and maybe even thrive during the crisis and after this will be way higher. And the fashion industry. Who needs fashion industry if, let's say, would be a fashion designer? It's a disaster for me, right? But adaptation. Look at this. I have a friend of mine. She's designer of some, fancy stuff. What she's doing now? She started making some cool, awesome masks, fashion masks with, some whatever Swarovski crystals. Look at this. It's called adaptation. You don't need to be, the same when time changed. It's changed too fast. So don't tell me that it's done. It's not done if you're adaptive. It's not done if you're open to changes. If you can do this instead of thinking, wow, it's done, it's gone, that's it. And now let me tell you my story about bad Russian guy. First of all, I'm from Ukraine. And I came with my wife in 2001 in America with little English and very little knowledge in programming. I know a little bit of Java. And we came that time because it was a time when, you can spell Java, you can be hired as a programmer. We had $400 with us. And we came just exactly on time when .com crisis, .com bubble collapsed. It was no job. I came, the guy who brought me said, we don't have projects for you. What do we do? And we cannot work for somebody else. My wife doesn't have permission to work either. This is what can be done. However, as you can see, it's all possible. And I ended up working as a senior programmer at Verizon Wireless, at one of the biggest companies here. I made a school. And I made a big school without much of English, right? Without knowing anyone here, without any investments. And you telling me that, I'm a boy of rich Russian? Come on, it's not about this. The survival depends on your adaptation skills. And adaptation is in your head. It has nothing to do with the world around you. It may change fast. If you think out of the box, it will work. And you not only survive, you will thrive. There is no bad neighborhood. Good luck to you, to your family. Good luck to everyone. Everything is possible if you are willing to fight for your future.